Hello, everybody. This is Bad Bubba Brewer, and you're listening, I think, to the Triple B Experience. Also, I got super producer Gary DeBar, and I got Cable with a crazy-looking hat on.
All I have to say is this. That's it. That's all I got to say.
Bubba's on two screens right now.
We have a celebrity with us this evening.
Yeah, I grew a mustache in. Yeah, before we started doing this, I said something about how my hat and my glasses, my real prescription glasses, and this big yellow shirt I have on, I look like some comedian, and these two found out who it was, and they've been busting my chops for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's good times here on the Triple B Experience. Anyway,
Absolutely.
As Bubba alluded to earlier, this is the Triple B Experience podcast. We've been doing so much, it's hard to keep straight, but this is the Triple B Experience podcast for Idiot Radio, straight to Idiot Radio. So everybody, welcome. And Cable, welcome, Cable. You're back.
Oh, I made it back again. They didn't cut me.
You're lucky you're back wearing that hat.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But whatever, I guess it breaks it up from the Complete Yinzer podcast. It
Cheap
gives
heat.
us some diversity, right?
Yeah, I'm going for the cheap heat.
So subscribe to everything we got just to see that hat, people, and then have your comments, because I have a couple comments that I'm thinking about right now that is not Walt Disney version here.
Yeah, send your hate mail to blah, 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 blah,
blah.
But anyway, we're going to do two segments this evening. We are going to hit on the hometown turf, and then we are going to go into probably briefly attacking the mat on the Triple B Experience podcast on Idiot Radio. So, Bubs, what are you thinking? I think it's August 5th. We already have a preseason game, so that means spring training is upon us.
Well, the spring the training camp is down in Heinz Field in Pittsburgh. No Latrobe. It's the second year in a row. And I don't think they're ever going to go back to Latrobe. I don't think. I think
really.
I don't think they're going to, because every other NFL team doesn't do the public stuff that the Steelers have been doing for many years, and I think it's dying out. And I think they just want to get business. They don't want to deal with all the fans and all the hoopla, and which is a shame. And I used to love going down there, and I don't even know if we'll ever be able to go back. And I wanted to get us some press passes to go down and do something, and now I got to make phone calls and tweet people, and they're not getting back to me because they probably think, oh, who's this guy? But I keep trying. But this year, look, the Hall of Fame game is going to be good against America's team, America.
Anyway, if they knew exactly who you were, we'd be getting those press passes. All I got to say.
Just
they knew
that picture when you,
I'll shave.
Anyway, you know what? You bring up a good point. I didn't think of that. Maybe they're going to use COVID as the excuse to kind of do away with what's going on at St. Vincent. That was a big deal for Latrobe.
It's huge for money.
Technically, my hometown, where I was born, I can't say I was raised there, but I was born there. I lived there for a period of time too.
So,
but that was a big deal for
Gary
Latrobe.
DeBar was born in Latrobe, where NFL football was originally from Latrobe.
Yeah, Latrobe, whatever, however they want to pronounce it. Though, the birthplace of professional football. They had the chance to get the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They turned it down. They should have taken it. They didn't want all the, publicity and tourist attraction.
Now they're going to
but yet now they have a casino in Westmoreland County, so whatever.
Times
they should have really thought about that. Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I mean, I didn't think of that. You bring up a fair point there. You know what they should do still? They should still do the game at the Latrobe Stadium and do the fireworks and stuff like they used to. It's not a game, but they do like the practice stuff and they make it fun. They should at least do something for that community.
Well, yeah, that was for the high school, Latrobe High School. So that big, huge charity thing is 2 years in a row.
Right.
I don't know how people are going to be doing it down there, businesses and all that stuff, because it was booming. So all that stuff that I have on our YouTube channel where I had Ben Roethlisberger, that's never ever going to happen again. So I mean, I'm glad I did it because I don't know if it'll ever happen again.
Well,
Sucks.
Bubs, knowing you'll find a way to get some, access to some kind of video. Look at Arthur Moats. That has the most views of anything you have on that YouTube channel, oddly enough. And who would have thunk it?
I was
right?
because I was getting drunk, and I was trying. I was
Arthur Moats.
I was getting drunk with Arthur Moats, but he wasn't drinking. He was just doing publicity, and I was doing I don't know, beer pong, and I was doing everything. I was drinking my $30. It was $30 a piece. And I was drinking my third. Well, the quick story is I almost got arrested at that game because I it was the Ravens game where Mason Rudolph got knocked out.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It was the year that Ben hurt his arm and Mason Rudolph got knocked out. So did I. I was sitting in the we had seats, great seats. I was sitting there, make a long story short, because this is like what we talk about. I was sitting there and I was so drunk, I started throwing up.
Oh,
We've all been there.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Hey, I look over and I see the lady that looked like the night court bailiff judge, but she was a city of police cop. She was a cop. I saw the badge and I'm texting Tammy. Tammy, help me. I'm going to get arrested. And it's like probably a lot of Z's and a lot of L's because I was bad. And then Tammy come down. I can hear Tammy like, "Oh, officer, he's got the flu. The flu." They're like, "Oh, he needs to probably drink some more fluid and stuff." And Tam's like, "He hasn't been feeling good for a couple days. And I'll take care of him now." I would have been in a drunk tank. And then the fourth quarter, I rose up like a phoenix and I was cheering. And then I drove to Red Robin and got the Tower of Onions. So I mean, that was bad. That was the only time.
Well, just two thoughts here. Once again, your better half bailed you out.
God bless her.
Saved your ass.
Yeah, yep. I know.
Number two, I'm sure you didn't know this, but we actually have a picture from that day. Kind of looks like this. This is what Bubba looked like drunk. So
he doesn't have a jersey on.
But
I'll never wear this shirt and a hat and these glasses all at the same time ever again.
I think you should.
Yeah.
No.
That's going to get you places, Bob. That's going to open doors for you.
Well, we need subscribers. We need views. We need hits on Idiot Radio, YouTube, whatever we got to do, I guess. I don't know.
Catfishing people. That's that guy.
He's willing to do whatever it takes.
Well, no, I'm not going to do that. But
you still look better than what he's wearing. So just saying.
He's rich.
Wow.
No, I'm talking about cable.
Oh yeah, my Steeler hat.
Wow. I thought we were all on the same page here.
You should take your action figure of fucking Kang the Conqueror and transport that hat back to the 18th century.
I thought he was going to say I should shove it up my ass.
No.
Well, that too. What I want to know is why aren't you wearing a hoodie that's not cut off?
It's too hot. That's fall. That's autumn weather.
It's cut off. It's
I run hot. I need minimal layers. You're lucky I'm wearing a shirt on here.
You did offer to take off your shirt earlier before we started.
I did, so. Yeah. Well,
anyway, as fun as this is, I guess we better get down to business.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, this has been fun.
No Latrobe, and I don't know if you guys are going, but the Hall of Fame is Saturday with Cower and Troy getting inducted, and Donnie Shell and Bill Nunn, and then Alan Faneca's Sunday. They're playing the Cowboys Thursday. I was thinking about going out. I'd like to. I don't know. I'm off that weekend, and I would like to go out because it was a good experience when I went to see Bettis get inducted. So
I wanted to see Troy getting inducted so bad, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it happen. But yeah, Troy was always my favorite. So, but I have a feeling his speech is going to be short and sweet anyway. So
he'd be like, "Thank you,
yeah,
thank you, and I'm going to pay for your dinners. Thank you."
Speaking of which, just real quick before we really get down to business, at a restaurant that Cable and I both worked at through high school, which I'm not going to name, in Latrobe, The Steelers came to town. Of course, big Escalade comes strolling through, and Hines Ward in his MVP Escalade. And my stupid ass is buying him dinner. I just I took it out of my own wallet to buy him dinner.
He
He's coming through the
finessed you.
freaking drive-through.
Boy,
What's
he
that?
worked. He worked
finessed
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I know.
even give you the time of the day. He was big shotting everybody. Looking out.
Yeah, pulling up in his Escalade, just fresh off a Super Bowl, being
Did
the
he even say
MVP.
thank you?
Well, what it was, I
Yeah,
was
he
going to bring this
did.
up. It was also, we were trying to get him to sign a terrible towel. We had a terrible towel that with training camp, we would get them to sign. I was going to bring that up when you said about them possibly stopping their St. Vincent visits to say, well, they're never going to get the terrible towels filled up now. But what am I thinking? It probably got traded for a crack rock or something years ago.
Yeah, no, in that place, yeah.
Yeah.
Those people. Oh gosh. Anyway, all right, down to business. Let's talk Steelers. Bubs, I'm going to rely on you heavily for this. I can't rely on this jag off down here. But
Oh, boy.
Jeez, I didn't even say that.
I'm glad I showed up, guys.
hey, it is what it is. When you're a Patriots fan,
the pieces over my tag teams.
Well, yeah. Well, the
You know
problem
what?
is though, this is going to be the first time it's 17 weeks.
Yeah.
And I know we've had before when we did the What's Brewing podcast, we did this before, and then I know I've been doing it every year since. And I mean, last year I never would have thought we were going to be 11-0. I never seen that coming.
Either.
And then the bottom.
So does that mean you're hopeful for some surprises this year, maybe too? Like, do you think there's hope? I mean, we do have the hardest schedule in the entire league.
Right. I'm looking at this schedule right now, 17 weeks, and anything can happen because I don't know how training camp's going to go. We have we have 4 preseason games because of the Hall of Fame game. Okay, because they cut out the 4th game, and then they gave us that extra one. And this doesn't look good.
No,
I mean, but then I say that now, and then I'll probably pick like 12 and 5 or something.
You will. I was thinking that earlier. I'm like, no matter how bad the schedule is, Bubba is gonna pick.
And there's gonna be reasons for everything I pick for a win, because that's how I roll. Because I am the typical Yinzer. Because I'll have a bad week if they do lose, and I can't have too many bad weeks. And I do. I always get because sometimes I work, but I get the black and gold sickness still. Something like that. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
they don't listen.
I get it.
Yeah.
I just want to say real quick, I know we've been knocking on Caleb here a little bit, but his mom, on the other hand, huge Steeler fan.
Yeah.
Football fan in general, but huge Steeler fan. So I don't know where he went wrong. But she did kind of have a heart for Tom Brady, I think.
She did. She denies it now, but little does she remember, she's the reason I even had any inkling that the Patriots. I still remember.
But always a Steeler fan. Always a Steeler fan.
But she appreciates the sport, and she watches all the games, not just Steelers. So she made that call, which it wasn't the hardest call to make, but
the tuck rule.
No, she made the call when they signed Randy Moss in the offseason that they were going to be monsters that year. And lo and behold, 16-0, and then it fell apart in the most important game of the goddamn season. But anyway.
Thank God.
Yeah. But anyway, shout outs to your mom there, Caleb. That was, basically a second mom to me. So, but yeah, huge Steeler fan. But anyway, Bubba, you want to break down the schedule here a little bit? Or you want to talk
it starts.
You want to talk, some concerns or maybe some bright spots, or what do you want to?
We did sign an outside rushing linebacker yesterday. Thank God.
We did, and how did that happen? Was it a 1-year deal, and he came off an injury?
He come off of injury, had no sacks last year. He had, I believe, I heard speculation of $4 million for this year. But also, too, he's a 3. Before he got hurt in 2019, he was a Pro Bowler. So he's been a Pro Bowler 3 times, and we need depth in our linebacking position. He might even start. If he comes in,
do you think he'll beat out Highsmith then?
He could. He should. If he goes back to regains his form to 2019, he will be the starter, and Highsmith will be the sub. Okay, because we need depth. And then if he's, gets on the outside, they compared him to James Harrison, but James Harrison was stronger. And his ability to get to the quarterback just a little bit stronger, as I read up on him.
And if you're playing with TJ Watt, that's helpful.
Well, yes, and we still need to sign they need to sign another corner. So they have a little bit of money because next year they have so much money, it's going to be flowing like river. But Big Ben will be retired by then. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's that possibility. Some people think he's going to stick around for a little while, like another maybe 2 years. I think he's going to be done.
I don't know.
But
that's
speaking of James Harrison, just real quick, Cable sent me a thing of Stars, right?
Yeah.
Did the wrestling series, but he's in it. He's a wrestler in this.
Oh yeah, the
series.
heels, Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to allude to that real quick. Yeah, that was
he was in that. He looks.
Why didn't they get D'Angelo Williams then? He actually was in the ring and did some stuff.
Yeah,
that's good. Acting.
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if I had to pick Williams or Harrison. I think I'd pick Williams.
Well,
at least, for an act. At least you can understand him.
But just physical mass, James Harrison's bigger.
Oh yeah, he's a beast.
He looks probably. Yeah. I guess he probably massive in tights. I guess.
How are the Steelers looking for defensive tackle?
No, we're okay.
Okay.
We just need depth. We need a corner because
got cleared today to return to football.
Who did?
Geno Atkins.
Oh.
I mean, he's up there, but he's a free agent. Like Bengals cut him in the offseason.
He probably wants too much money.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and we signed somebody else this week, didn't we?
We signed an offensive lineman.
Okay. Well, we needed that.
Yeah, we need it's this line is going to be there in 13 and a half months ago. There's nobody there. So with a new running back and
coming off the season where they weren't the best either. It looks stats. It looks good.
They were in the first 5 games last year. They were averaging over 100 yards, and then I think Ben just said, "Hell, start throwing the ball."
Yeah, there's that, and then they looked good because Ben was getting rid of the ball so quick. But
yes,
that helped keep Ben upright, but he just didn't have time a lot. He's trying to get rid of the ball so quick because the line wasn't holding up. So, maybe
back to being one-dimensional.
Right, maybe you're better to blow up the line like they did. Try something new.
Well,
and if they use a fullback, would be great too.
Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't know if the other Watt brothers that great of a fullback.
I mean, he got $9 million. He was a better special teamer, but they got to use that. They got to use him because they're paying him money. They got to use the fullback. Yeah. But Matt Canada's offense, they speculate Claypool is going to have a big year because they got away from Matt midway through the season. So
yeah, isn't Canada's offense more sweeps and all kinds of?
Well, you're a Pitt guy, so you've probably seen a lot of it, like when you went to Pitt games. So you would actually see that offense. You probably liked it when it was Pitt, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of sweeps, a lot of dukes and dunks, more so. I don't know if Ben's gonna love that.
He's not,
but I think he has to put all ego aside right now, and they got to run the ball, even if it's with Najee Harris, or if it's just doing the dukes and dunks and just screens and stuff like that. I think Ben needs to really just put it aside and just be like, I don't care, whatever I got to do to win.
Just to win. Just get in the playoffs and try to win a playoff game would be great.
Yes.
But absolutely. Looking at this schedule, I don't know. Man.
And the guys that we drafted really need to come in and be ready to start. And so I hope they took that into consideration. I think, Najee needs to come in and be able to start. I'm drawing a blank on the new offensive center.
Kedrick. Yeah,
he needs to be able to start.
He's got to be. He hasn't signed yet, I don't think.
He did. They finally got him. Yeah. I did see that. What day was that? Might have been today.
Oh.
But that's not been a staple of Tomlin's Steelers, is bringing guys in and starting them quick. That's
He has no choice.
not the way he does that typically. He brings people in and lets them sit for a while, or, like you said, they're going to have to change that philosophy real quick.
I don't even know what his philosophy is because the standard's not the standard. So he hasn't been a good coach since they debacled that game in New Orleans, and then the whole bottom fell out.
The extra game's really going to be a test for them, because it's not going to be any more of that. If he's 8-8, he never had a losing season thing. So it's really going to test.
Or die. It's
you
won or you lost.
The last game that he coached good was he beat you guys, and then that year, and then we lost to the Saints, and then it hasn't been right ever since. I mean, 11-0 was great, but I mean, we were hanging on duct tape and binder twine.
It was a weird season.
It was
bad. That's so hard to count.
That's why the NFL is actually watched, because I heard when they played the Ravens on a Wednesday, they drew millions and millions of fans, where the NBA basketball can't even draw half that. That was during COVID.
So because Thursday typically doesn't do very good anyway for NFL.
I mean, if it's the Steelers, I'm watching it, no matter what. If I remember to watch any other game on a Thursday, like I said, I love football in general. I'll watch any game, but I'm not going to go out of my way on a Thursday night to,
You have to get Amazon Prime.
All their worst games on Thursday nights too. Like if you go through the, last year, the year before that, their Thursday night games, they're awful typically. Every once in a while, you'll have a good game, or a game where each team played better than expected or whatever. But usually that's where, that's their shitty nights.
Actually, but 2 of our preseason games are on a Thursday. The first 2.
They're always on Thursday.
I'm trying to look.
They're local, KDKA.
Right. So,
Edmund Nelson eating a rib fest,
our Thursday games on week 14 against Minnesota. And
that's at Minnesota too.
Yes. Yep, you're right.
Yeah.
But I don't know, guys. I'm concerned.
I don't know until we start picking, and then I make my picks. Then I'll be like, "Oh, it's crazy. I don't know what I'm doing." And then win, loss, win. Oh, playoffs. No, I can't. I don't know. I mean, this first game, regular season, we're going like right now. I'm looking at it. We're going up to Buffalo, first game of the season.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the newly branded Highmark Stadium. I just want to throw that out there. Highmark bought Buffalo.
Cheap pop.
Bill Stadium. They are a new affiliate of Highmark, which is their local insurer and healthcare provider here. So just throwing that out there.
It's the provider for the podcast. All 3 of us are under Highmark. I know because wherever I work, my hospitalization's not. I think it's Blue Cross.
Sound like McFoley throwing cheap bombs out here, man.
Yeah, but yes, they open up September 12th at 1:00 at Buffalo, and this is going to be the game that probably sets the tone, because Buffalo has beaten them the last couple years. It reminds me of Jim Kelly beating us that all the time back in the day, and it took a Monday night to just punch him right out, and we were good for a long time. So, I don't think Buffalo's that good. Okay, so I'm going to take this pick. I'm going with Pittsburgh going up there, because we almost beat him with Duck Dynasty guy a year and a half ago. So, Ben, we're going to run the ball, and I don't think they're going to be able to. I don't think their defense is that good. I'm going with this is. I knew this was going to happen. I'm going Pittsburgh with a win.
I knew. My sake, like I really need this game. We do some collaboration with our partners in in New York there. On a lot of conference calls and stuff with some of those guys, and it's going to be interesting. It adds another dynamic for me that I want this game more than anything.
I'm rooting for you guys.
But we also
Thanks.
in our floor, we also have the newly branded Highmark Stadium with the Buffalo Bills helmet. So I'm reminded of that every time I walk into the floor, which isn't that much anymore because we're remote, but every once in a while. And then I also got some Highmark Buffalo Bills swag up there too that I have in my man cave that was given out to us. But I always respected Buffalo. They're never a team that I hated, I should say, but I need this game. I need the Steelers to win this, but I don't know. I'm torn.
How can you be torn
I
if
try
you
not I
need
try
this
not to
game?
go with my heart here, but I'm going with the Steelers.
Okay,
Got to. Sorry, I know that was long winded.
that's
Cable.
okay.
I know it doesn't matter to you, but we're gonna have you
Oh, it
pick
does matter to me. Buffalo. I'll trust me. I need every inch I can get. And you guys are playing the AFC East this year. No, you're not.
Nope.
You
No,
Where's
play.
Buffalo?
Oh, sorry. I looked at Minnesota. My shitty handwriting. Thought it was Miami. But yeah, so I need all the help I can get. So I'm rooting for you guys, but I think it's going to be a loss. I went with a loss.
yeah, I'm concerned because that offensive line. I think eventually throughout the year, like I think it'll be the opposite of last year. I think we might struggle early on, and then they start to show like some cohesiveness, and maybe that offensive line will get a little better.
Mm.
But I'm fearful for the running game. I'm fearful for anything with that offensive line.
I do want to jump on to what Bubba said. I don't think Buffalo's as good as people make them out to be.
No.
Okay.
But I just think, like you said, they're going to be a more cohesive unit at the beginning of the year than the Steelers are right now.
Unless we have a
Yeah.
good training camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, second game is the home opener.
Yeah, that's week 2. It's a Sunday night or Sunday game, 1:00
against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
They're going to score some points. But it's
That's
a home
another
opener. They're going to score some points. But Dave their quarterback is still not. Derek Carr is not a legit quarterback to me. So, and the last time they played him, it was a high-scoring game. It'll probably be a high-scoring game, and we'll probably win with a field goal. And it's a home opener, and we do good on home openers. So, and then if they're not going to go 0-2 to open up the season, but they're going to go, in my eyes, they're going to go 2-0. That's a win for me.
He almost convinced me.
Are you still mulling it over?
Yeah, just.
Well, want me to jump in real quick then?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think it's a W for the Steelers. Same thing Bubba said. I don't think Derek Carr is a quarterback. He's a quarterback, but not much of one. He'll probably fumble the football through the end zone and get a touchback again or whatever. I don't have any faith in him. I don't think they have the pieces. Home opener, like Bub said. So I think it's maybe not convincing win, but I think it's a safe bet that it'll be a win for Steelers.
I hope you are right, Cable. And how can I go against a guy that, looks like this? He convinced me.
That's the running gag of the whole show now.
I'll take the Steelers.
Holy hell. Okay. Now, the third game is Cincinnati at 1:00 at home. Those Burrows come back and light it up. He's got his teammate receiver that they drafted. But I'm going to say they don't have a running game. And we're not going to get beat by a third-string quarterback like we got beat last year. So I believe that Pittsburgh's going to it's going to win.
I can't believe I'm doing this, Tim. I'm falling right into your trap. I'm going to say Pittsburgh, too.
Make it 3. I don't think Burrows is going to be back I don't think he'll be ready yet.
Their offense is not that good.
Yeah, and he's coming off that injury.
Yep. Okay.
That is Sunday, September 26th for that game.
Now,
week 4.
Next game is Sunday, October 3rd at 4:25 in Lambeau Field.
How do you?
Do you have any info for us on this? at all?
Uh,
We're talking about Green Bay.
I don't
What's
have
going on with Rodgers? Do you know anything?
nothing concrete, but there's a big story that broke today that earlier in the offseason, Green Bay tried to throw a lot of money his way. They offered him an extension, which would have totaled to be a 5-year deal, which would have made him the highest paid player in the NFL. Quarterback, non-quarterback, highest paid player. And he said no.
Wow.
So,
He hates Green Bay that much.
well, I can speak from personal experience watching a Hall of Fame level quarterback be in a system where they don't provide weapons.
Really? What Hall of Fame quarterback are you talking about?
Well, I don't say the name around here anymore.
Oh, it's like Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you know damn well who I'm talking about.
I know.
Hey,
That
guess what?
cheating son of a
We
bitch.
we have the Tom Brady of podcasting on our side here. I just want you to know, Todd DeFazio. Just shout out to him. The Tom Brady of podcasting, as he alluded to himself at one point in time. So
Well, hopefully
just
they
throw
don't
that in.
switch
I'm
teams.
the guy from Third Rock and the Sun. Todd's Tom Brady. And I hate to say this, but Pittsburgh has to go out to the Packers, and they don't play good in Green Bay no matter what. That's going to be their first loss of the season.
What I mean is Aaron Rodgers going to play?
That's the thing. That's a big if. And, had Tom Brady not left New England like he did, Green Bay might not even be in this scenario right now. But that's a huge deal for a guy that was tenured 20 years with a place that had, more or less a culture of winning. They had a big run of Super Bowls 20 years ago. Then they finished with 3 more in 6 years or 5 years. They had a bad season, a down season, and then he up and leaves, and he goes and wins a Super Bowl with his new team in his first year with a goddamn torn MCL, freak of nature at 43 years old or whatever, son of a bitch. And, so that shows, somebody like Aaron Rodgers, maybe I don't need to stay here. There's somebody that wants me that'll give me weapons like Tampa Bay did for Brady. So I really don't know. I mean, it's getting real close to the season now.
It goes back to the fact that, I don't know. To me, there's got to be some kind of loyalty left in this world. Seriously, these guys it's just all about this. And I get it. I mean, trust me, I don't know. I'll never be in that situation, so I will know. But, is there any kind of loyalty? That just gives me a reason to respect Big Ben even more.
Yeah. And then I almost understand it, especially, with him turning down that contract. So he's been with Green Bay for 16 years now, and he's been the starter for, I don't know, 13 or 14 or whatever. They haven't done anything to build around him, more or less.
Defense. They built their defense up.
Well, they built their defense,
but no offensive weapons.
Right? Yeah, I mean
But your boy, before he went to Tampa, didn't have any offensive number one weapons either. That
and
team
he got pissed, and he took his ball and he went home, and then he won another Super Bowl. And
the thing of it is, the son of a bitch still won without a team. It's ridiculous.
Oh, he could
have put me and Bubba in there and still won.
He had a
wide
receiver.
Yeah.
He was in New England.
Hold up the O line.
You mean when he was in New England?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they did, but then they weren't. Because they were one and done. Like his last pass as a Patriot was a pick six. But
I'm taking the first loss against the Packers just because we have to go out there. But that's it.
Should we put a stipulation on this, or we just have to pick one way or the other?
No,
I mean, if Aaron Rodgers plays, I'm
putting just going to Green Bay no matter what. It's a long journey. I don't like to see him lose, and hopefully I'm wrong, but I can't pick them. Steelers win every game. So, and if Aaron Rodgers is in, definitely it's going to be.
Can he hold out?
He can do whatever he wants to.
He can just decide not to play.
Yeah, I just think just because it's the Packers out there. If it was the Packers coming to Pittsburgh, I'd take Steelers. That's my only reason. And their defense is pretty good.
Yeah, I'm going with an L also.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be so much easier to pick if we knew Aaron Rodgers' fate in all this, but Yeah,
just like it would have been easier to pick if we would have known the final entrant in the Money in the Bank female ladder match.
yeah.
But anyway, we'll get into that. Yeah, let's go. Yeah,
Next
let's go with the
game,
loss.
October 10th against Denver at Pittsburgh. I'm taking Pittsburgh because Denver
Same.
has nobody. So
Same.
unless they get Aaron Rodgers. So
Yeah, you never know.
yeah, but
Yeah.
that's a win. Now this big game here is, you know what I mean? It Denver just don't have it. I can't even name a running back, to be honest with you. So
Yeah.
they just don't have a quarterback. So who you guys
So
taking?
W's all around the horn.
Okay. Now this is going to be a big, huge Sunday night game. My earpiece is falling out. Seattle Seahawks. Now, if we had to go to Seattle, we don't play good in Seattle. If we had to go out there, I would have took Seattle. But they're coming the whole way across, which is bad. I'm taking Pittsburgh.
I think I'm going to have to pick Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I got my pick in, but I was going with Denver or Steelers against Denver. By the way,
You're
that was a
going
win
taking
for
Denver.
Steelers. No, I'm taking Steelers against
Okay.
Denver.
Okay.
But
Well, yeah. I said W's across the board. And
okay.
I thought everybody said yeah, so I didn't mean to exclude
Oh,
you.
no, it's cool.
Even though you're a Patriot and a big Jag.
Well,
Anyway.
yeah, I think there's favoritism going on here, but whatever. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. I'm in the same boat with you, though, Mav. I'm going Seattle for that game. If they carry on what they did from last year for 3/4 of the season, they were one of the best teams in the NFL, and then they kind of fell apart at the end. But
like we did,
right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess
I'm just doing it because they got to come to us. We don't. If we were going to them, it's not good. We do not play good in Seattle at all.
That's not a bad way to pick either, because you just never know.
That's the only way I'm doing it.
Yeah, that's a long.
Now they have a
we get a bye week 7. That's good. It'll be well earned, I should say.
Hopefully nobody gets there's nobody like super out by then. We'll be okay. And then
all this is survival of the fittest. So
yeah, and this is this one here has been marked on the calendar probably for a year if you're a Steeler fan.
Yep.
October 31st, Halloween. We're going against Cleveland Browns, and I'm
going with Steelers.
I'm going to go with Steelers, just due to the fact of they have something to it's revenge.
Well, revenge. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
yeah,
I got to win there.
Embarrassed, plain.
Right.
Plainly speaking, they were embarrassed in that playoff.
Oh, it was bad. It was the worst loss.
That was a game they should have had.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, let's go to week 9, which is a Monday night game, which is November. And
wait,
home.
that Cleveland game's at Cleveland. So
you're right. Yeah.
So I'm still gonna go with a win.
Yeah, that doesn't change it for me.
No,
me too.
Okay, now the Monday night game against the Bears.
I'm going with the Steelers. We don't lose on Monday nights that often.
No,
so
that's a win.
Huh?
The Bears suck. There, that Trubisky's not where it's at. Who else is there?
They got that Justin Fields.
Oh yeah. He's who knows what they have there?
Right.
They might have nothing. Maybe they'll bring in Aaron Rodgers. Who knows? But
so are you guys all going with the Steelers for the Monday night game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this other game is the November 14th at Detroit. No, at home against Detroit. Detroit's not good at all. Like I can't be. Yeah, win. This is a tough schedule, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm at 8-1 right now.
Well,
yeah,
I'm going win too.
It's 7-2.
Detroit's not doing anything anytime soon. So I got to win for the Steelers. I got them 6-3 right now.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a win for the Steelers.
Okay, now we got to fly out to L.A. against the Chargers Sunday night. No, this is going to be. We're going to lose. This is a loss in my eyes because we got to go out there, and their quarterback is very, very good. I hate to say that one. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you guys say?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd be a loss.
he might, have a sophomore slump, but if he plays like he did last year and the travel and everything, I have it down as an L also.
Yeah. Okay. Thanksgiving weekend. Cincinnati at Cincinnati. I'm going to. Ben owns Cincinnati in Cincinnati. And I don't see anything different because I just still feel that Cincinnati Bengals is the last team in the division. And I'm going to go with that. We're going to sweep them. So I'm going to go with a win.
Yeah, I think if any team in our division that we could beat twice, it's probably the Bengals. So yeah, I agree with you. I'm going to go with a win here too.
7, 8, 9. Well, right now I'm at 9-2, so we're in the playoffs.
I actually I'm going with an L. In Cincinnati, Burrows will have more of a season under him. I don't know. I think it's just one of those games. Maybe they drop. They got Baltimore the week after. They might look past Cincinnati. So, yeah, I got an L there. But as a teaser, even though both Cincinnati games are done and I didn't call a sweep, I think they're going to sweep another opponent or division rival.
Well, the Ravens at Pittsburgh.
Ooh, God.
I don't think the Ravens are that good. So I'm going to take a win because it's at Pittsburgh.
I'm going to take a win here too, but I don't think they're going to get 2 wins against the Ravens.
No.
So I'm going to take the one where they're at least at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I went with the win.
This is going to be the toughest stretch now.
Yeah.
Yep.
The toughest stretch. And this is going to be bad because Cowher. Yeah. I wish Cowher was around. Tomlin is terrible in the last couple of years. So
yeah, he doesn't adjust well.
No. And we got to go out to Minnesota. And I'm taking Minnesota as a loss because we don't play good in Minnesota.
Man.
I got them down as a win. I don't think Minnesota's doing anything right now that would convince me. Maybe the travel, the history in Minnesota, I guess.
Right,
But
that's what I'm going on. But still, they might have.
So for me, I'm going with a win.
I'm going to say they're going to squeak one out here too. Yeah, W.
Okay, Sunday, December 19th at the Titans are coming to Pittsburgh, and they're going to be tough. And I think that's going to be a loss.
I think we dropped this one.
That's going to be a loss.
I got an L too.
They have Jones now. They have a running game now. They got receivers now.
Yeah, Vrabel's got that team playing good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now the day after Christmas, Kansas City at Kansas City. I hate to say it, but that's not going to be a Christmas gift that I want.
Nope.
That's going to be a loss.
Yeah, I agree.
Same here.
Yeah.
Especially with it in Kansas City. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. Whew. It's not looking good. Okay, Monday, January 3rd. This is at Pittsburgh. Cleveland comes in. They're not sweeping Cleveland. They're getting one.
I don't either.
Nope. This is going to be a loss in my eyes. Wow, this is not good.
This is what I was talking about. I'm living life on the edge, guys. I got them beating Cleveland 2 times this year.
Wow. Well, I hope you're right.
Yeah, me too.
And
me too.
January 9th at Baltimore. This is going to be maybe a wild card, but one of
Or
them two
division on the line.
division. Yeah, it depends on how Cleveland goes. And it's in Baltimore, and I'm going to go with a loss.
Me too.
Same here. Yeah, so the final month, I only got Steelers winning one game.
I don't have them winning it at all, which is terrible.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah, I'm with Cable on that as far as winning one game.
10 and I got them 10 and 7.
I got 9 and 8.
Same.
Maybe a wild card. Maybe.
I mean, 9 wins before this year wasn't bad, but you can't be 500 now, but you're only one game away.
10 and 7. And that's the last, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses going into the playoffs will not get you a playoff win. And Cower, I keep calling him Cower. I wish it was Cower. I said that twice already. I'm not a big Tomlin. Tomlin's just going to pooch everything.
You're as bad as Bill Hillgrove. You can't get the names right. He still thinks Jerome Bettis is out there.
I wish Jerome Bettis was. But yeah, 10 and 7.
But,
not good. I mean, it might get him to the playoffs, but then the that Seattle game could turn. Right there would be 9 and 8. There could be Buffalo. It could be it could be
Green Bay. Maybe. Well, they have the expanded playoffs still, right? That wasn't a one-off. Or was it for last year? I mean, that's permanent.
I think it's still.
Yeah.
I think it's still
makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, but still.
With those extra spots.
We don't deserve to be in the playoffs if we lose the last 5 games.
Well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just it's spring training in the pens.
Well, all I got to say is no matter what, as the saying goes,
Well, I mean,
black and gold till I'm dead and cold.
Yeah,
right?
this is. I mean, I take them every game, but I mean, for just these picks, I can't pick them every game. But I'm trying to use a little bit of logic.
Gotta be a realist.
Yeah, I mean, I'll get fucked. I'll be fucked off when we lose any game anyway. That's how I am, and the schedule is the hardest schedule, and hopefully these guys can produce, and hopefully Ben. If Ben ain't playing, you could throw this out.
Well, just real quick before we get into that, we just want to say, as always, in Bubba's mind, there's the number one world champs.
The black and gold
always.
on. He's got a black and gold shirt.
I'll never
world champs number one.
You don't need to, Bubba. We can just go back and watch this video.
Anyway,
thank you.
Anyway,
yes. Beat down Bubba Day.
No.
Oh,
I love that.
He is a comedian.
Yeah.
Hey, I love the fact that, I mean, it's
the
perfect.
hat. It's this old school hat.
Yeah,
I got Mav on my side this time because I swear to God, me and Mav were going to bury the Road Warriors in our tag team episode, and then he switched on me at the last second.
No, I always love the Road Warriors.
I can't wait to put those action figures together.
Disclaimer, I can't. All right, that's libel. That never happened. I can't talk.
Well, whenever you do your other show and you do the top figures of the world, the Road Warriors will be there.
They are good figures.
Hey, he liked him enough to buy them, so just saying.
And that's another show that we have because we have so many shows here. And this is the Triple B Experience on Idiot Radio, produced by Todd DeFazio. And the super producer is Gary DeBar. And Cable is the extraordinary guys when he does cable cuts. And he does, we're just doing so many shows because we actually have a YouTube channel. Hopefully you can subscribe and we can get the views up. And because technology is not my greatest forte, my greatest forte is my mouth, but I will work on what I need to. It's modern times calls for modern solutions.
And there is
no 7 is my
conversation. No Patriots talk on any of those
10 and
other
7. Every game's going to be something. Yeah, I mean, I just don't know.
Just real quick, you alluded to the Big Ben doesn't play, we're not going to win.
Yes. I can't do another
I
year
don't
like
disagree
that.
with you. So we have 3 random stray backup quarterbacks. Who's winning spot number 2?
Well, I believe they're going to give that to Mason Rudolph just due because he's been there. The stronger arm is Dwayne Haskins. As long as his wife don't punch him in the mouth, we'll be okay.
Yeah, that's a sticky situation. It
Yeah,
just came out. Let's
he.
be glad he didn't retaliate.
Well, he
Yeah.
figured. I don't know. He just got recently married. He must have married. I don't have no clue. I think he did
Well,
something.
no, they just got engaged like 3 days before she punched him.
Well, then they shouldn't get
Maybe
married.
the ring wasn't big enough.
Maybe he was talking to somebody else. I don't know.
The strippers
But
from the strip club he went to without the mask on.
maybe. But I mean, I didn't know he beat Burrows. I seen a video about him. If he can get his head on straight, and Ben can say, "Hey, man, look, you can't be doing this because I used to do all that stuff way back when, and look
Yeah.
now, I get Mav's buddy drops off ice cream all the time to me, and I believe that he's doing a workout regimen from what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing. Probably no
I
ice
hope
cream.
so. Better late than never.
I know I've been eating some ice cream because it's damn hot out. I've been eating ice cream. I'm not gonna lie.
But no shit, I almost went through a whole pint yesterday. just
See,
sitting
it was
on the
hot
couch
out.
being
10
worthless.
and
There's
7.
nothing. And
10 and 7.
Bubs will agree with me on this. There's nothing like a Dairy Queen Blizzard. I'm just saying.
Well,
just saying.
as long as it's not like melted, because that is a bitch when the Dairy Queen Blizzards
Yeah.
are melted. In some places in Dairy Queens, I'm not going to say, the blizzards are not as cold as I would want it to be.
Oh, it's a shoot. He's shooting.
No,
Maybe on one of our limited edition episodes we can rank Blizzard flavors or something.
Okay.
Anyway,
Okay.
I will say this: where both of you gentlemen currently live or in the vicinity, they do have a really good other ice cream place, the Meadows Ice Cream. And I think the only time Caleb and I really fought was about ice cream at the Meadows.
I went there last night. I went there last night. I looked at what they had and I rolled out.
You went to Dairy Queen.
I went to Dairy Queen because the other place by Lowe's in Indiana was closed. That place is good.
They have good ice cream, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So what's your top pick then? You have to tell us now. What's your Blizzard?
My Blizzard pick?
Yeah, what's your go-to?
My Blizzard pick is a large Oreo, but then I throw M&Ms in it, but then it's extra. So sometimes I go, and then one time they gave me 2. They gave me Oreo and M&Ms. I was like, no, I wanted it all in together. She kind of messed up, so I had 2 Blizzards.
Hey, did you eat them both?
Oh, I ate them both, yeah. But I got charged. I got charged for 2.
Well, yeah, you can't waste your money.
Though,
what's yours?
In Indiana, though, I actually got a free Blizzard one time. They gave me a free one.
Because you're famous.
No.
Yeah, you're a comedian. Everybody knows you now.
Yeah.
Indiana's finest.
Yeah.
Double chocolate or brownie. I haven't had a Blizzard in a while, but my go-to for everything is pretty much whatever's brownie, double fudge. I can't remember what it exactly is, so that's what I'm going to go with. But since
mine is Butterfinger.
Butterfinger. Nice.
Yeah. So
never had
since
one.
An ice cream podcast now. I did.
Why not?
When I went to Ocean City, I had rolled ice cream for the first time.
Yeah, that's just weird. We had one down the street here.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
I like it.
Makes sense to have rolled ice cream in Upper St. Clair. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, as far as the Steelers go, I think it's going to be a rough season. I think it might even be a little bit rougher than what we picked, but I
probably. But I don't know.
I genuinely think that they think Haskins is going to be the quarterback after Ben is gone. I just have a feeling. Hopefully, he can get it together. But
they got him cheap. They got him cheap if he does. They get him cheap. For sure. I mean, I don't know. We'll have to, but we can't see. We're not going to be able to see anything because we can't go to training camp.
Yeah,
that's what sucks. And they signed Mason, for 2. I think a 2-year deal. I think
and Dobbs.
I don't know why. I
Dobbs
mean,
too.
You know why? Because he's very intelligent.
Well, you don't need to be intelligent to hold the clipboard. I could have did that for him.
Well,
for Probably, quarter of the
Like,
price.
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. 10-7, it could be really bad. And I know I try not to do any more. My old days when I used to do Facebook Live Steeler things after the game, and that's what got me into podcasting anyway. And my blood pressure is like super high, probably, and the explicit language that comes out of my mouth after a loss is ridiculous. Like, it's just so bad. Like, and I've been told, like, why do you get like that? And I'm like, I just don't know. It just something comes over me.
Well,
Passion.
if it makes you feel, yeah, I mean, it's the only thing that made me feel better after a game was watching you rant. So I guess, after they lose, I'm going to.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, it just gives me a headache. I mean, the worst one was that Saints game years ago. That was by far. I mean, the neighborhood probably heard me. It was that bad. Like, I knew it was. I knew we were out. I knew we were done. It was just terrible. We had it, and like when I used to do when I did that Steeler thing for the USA Today, when I was doing stuff, I had to do like stats and something. I couldn't be myself, and that guy was a total douchebag anyway. But anyway,
we're shooting all over the place on this.
No, I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
being
honest.
That guy don't even do anything anymore. That guy's done. That guy don't even do anything anymore.
He probably knows he's a douchebag anyway.
Well, he lived in Arizona, so.
Well, there's a whole state.
Yeah. No, I like Arizona.
Oh, it sounds like it.
I do. I like Arizona. I always want to go out and do the Breaking Bad stuff.
Make meth.
Not math. No, I don't want to make it. I just want to do the tour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't do drugs. I need to do some like herbal stuff because my body's all beat up, but I can't get
this man look like he's on meth. Oh, come on, no, not him. Anyway,
send all your hate
out
mail to super producer Gary DeBar at Gary's putting up a guy who I have no clue who he is because I think he's a comedian because I wore the hat tonight.
That's your new gimmick. You gotta wear it. You gotta wear it. Anyway,
I don't know where I go. I think somebody bought this for me. I think.
Yeah, sure.
Well, I can't pull off the trucker hats because I'm bald, so I'll just get sunburned or something. If
I got sunburned today, man. I was outside doing stuff. But anyway,
yeah, but you're not gonna have little dots on your head from a.
No, I'm gonna be 50 years old, and I got more hair than some people. So
yeah, you do. You got more hair than me.
That's because I'm Italian.
Well, you're looking nifty at 50, my friend.
Nifty at 50. I feel old and old. That doesn't rhyme. Okay, 10-7.
9-8.
9-8. But anyway, that's the Steelers portion. That is the hometown turf. Let's briefly get into attacking the mat here.
I'm sure Cable's gonna let Cable go.
Okay,
I'll sit back.
We're shooting, so go for it, Cable. It's all you.
All right, so Sunday I put money in the bank on, and we had done our predictions, and we couldn't even do our full predictions because they didn't even have the full card out like 3 days before the show was going to air. I went into it open-minded. I lean more towards AEW now. I like what a lot of companies are doing. I'd watched Slammiversary Saturday night. Good show, decent show. They've been not knocking it out of the park, but putting on really good shows. Each pay-per-view they do, they're getting better. And they're bringing in people with surprises. They opened the forbidden door. They're working with New Japan, AEW, doing all this cool stuff. So I throw money in the bank on, like I said, want to keep an open mind, try and be a little bit positive, get on the 3BE Twitter so I can live tweet throughout the show. I was like, I'm not going to bury them. I'm just going to put
Hold on, just real quick. I got to put a disclaimer in here. Whatever was said on the Twitter does not represent everybody's views. So if there's anything that was said that was,
I would imagine there aren't going to be too many arguments, but yes, that was solely the thoughts of Cable running the 3BE Twitter in the heat of the moment that I still stand by.
But you're allowed to. So it's fine. You're allowed to.
So, I go in, we'll start the show, the pre-show, Usos win the tag titles. I'm happy with that. That's cool. I like what they're doing on SmackDown now. Raw is a goddamn
Yeah,
dumpster.
Let me ask you a
let's be
question.
a drunken idiot and get DUIs and get rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Only in WWE does that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I agree with them taking the titles because I don't think Dominic Mysterio.
Does he ever?
It just doesn't work for me.
Does he lift weights?
What's that?
What's that, Bubs?
Does Dominic like do a protein shake, or does he like lift a little bit of weights? Because he's bigger than his dad, but his dad's more solid.
Yeah, he's not right. He's not cut or anything.
No, he
Yeah,
doesn't
his
even
dad
lift.
didn't give him any of the juice yet. So
Well,
No.
take something. I don't know.
But okay,
Yeah.
so I agree with them winning the tag titles. Even the whole thing with the DUI, like that's.
But
I
that
don't
actually shows guys that you can get away with it. You could do whatever and you get rewarded. But in our jobs, if we did that, I'm
Right.
working at Musters.
But compartmentalizing that, going just for strictly what's in the show. I think the Reigns angle on SmackDown is one of the better storylines they have going right now. So I like them winning the tag titles. Then we get into it. We open it up with the women's Money in the Bank match. Decent match, wasn't bad. I thought the finish was fucking stupid. I didn't like that.
yeah, it was. It was.
They're too busy fighting each other to look a foot beside them and see that she just snuck up and grabbed it. Like, I'm happy
Well,
she's super.
She's super. She turned invisible and just grabbed it.
Almost super. Maybe that's what it was, right? And I'm happy for her.
That was
she
probably
works
a worse finish than last year.
Yeah. She works her ass off and she's good and good for her. Yeah. I just didn't like the way they went about it.
Right, I know exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
I don't like the gimmick. I think it's bullshit.
No. But she came up with it, and apparently it's working because we see what happened the next night.
I mean, if I'd put on, a mask and a cape and
I'm telling you,
spandex,
I'm telling you, that was my new gimmick. Out of Cannonball Run.
Okay.
Well, you have a gimmick now, so you stick with it.
Guy rocking the sun there or whatever.
Okay, so the next match. What was the next match after that? It was the women's Money in the Bank, and then was it Lashley and Kofi?
That wasn't even a match. He just beat the living bejesus out of him.
I really like Kofi and big on him to
no, it was AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders.
That was terrible.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That epitomizes WWE's viewpoint on wrestling. Like, they do not give a shit about tag team wrestling at all. They break teams up all the time. They throw these teams together, and I'm all for an oddball team. Like, some of my favorite teams have been, like Kane and X-Pac, Kane and Rob Van Dam, Kane and the Hurricane. There's a pattern there. But anyway, these oddball teams that they threw together that you remember.
No tag teams that I gave a crap about.
Yeah, they were fun at the time, but they don't let teams stick together or stables. Like Vince or whoever is changing his mind constantly. Put the belts on the Viking Raiders, which that is dumb as shit gimmick, but at least they're a team. They're a team with history. They traveled the world together. They're a good team. I
don't mind the gimmick. I just don't like how they changed the name 47 times.
Yeah.
It just killed everything. Like,
I think it's
about them.
I think it's cartoony.
There's no Raiders or Vikings that play basketball when they did that stuff with the Street Profits.
Right.
That was just ridiculous. It was supposed to be funny, and you know what? The funny stuff. That's why you watch comedy. I watch comedy, not. I don't want to have funny in pro wrestling. I want to see action and storylines and like real stuff.
I mean, that reminds me of the early 90s wrestling when they were getting super goofy in the new generation, when you had Manitar and Gooker and stuff. Like, don't do that. That's fucking stupid. So, I didn't like that. I didn't like that they retained. I was unhappy about that. And then was Lashley Kofi, right? That was the next match.
I believe so.
Okay.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Kofi get any type of offense at all?
Very little. And you know what? My view on that, I was all right with it. I didn't mind it because I liked the angle where Lashley, realized he was going soft with MVP, and he came in, and you want him to be the monster heel. Well, you pulled it off. Lashley was getting good heat during that match. Like, he was working the crowd. He was getting booed. Like, they got a big reaction out of him. And, what better way to do that than have, a fan favorite like Kofi and just have him run through him without getting much offense.
Oh, my God. He ran through him. He just...
so now you got a monster heel as champ again.
I just real quick. I don't often like when they do that. You definitely probably shouldn't have done it with Kofi. Maybe somebody else, but not. I don't know.
I think
Anyway,
But
regardless,
it makes it more believable now because now Kofi didn't even get anything and just beat the living bejesus out of him. And
the crowd is
you don't make stars by doing that. And I feel like they do it too often with Brock Lesnar.
Well, they
and now with Lashley. But to your point, any heat that he got was completely killed the next night. And I'm sure we'll get to that. But who are you going to cheer for? Are you serious?
Yeah, that.
I mean,
oh my God! All right.
Anyway, go ahead, keep going.
Next match was at the Raw Women's title.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. I was up and down for that match. Like it had good parts.
They were chanting Becky and Charlotte flipped them off.
Oh yeah, the crowd.
The crowd
was completely out of it. They killed Rhea. They murdered her on the main roster.
She's nothing anymore.
Rhea
Ripley, terrible.
Who did you guys pick to win that when we did our prediction?
I picked Charlotte.
I think I picked Charlotte. Oh, I probably have it here. But it was up in the air for me because I was like, what do you have Charlotte win it for how many times, or you have Rhea keep it with no momentum. So they give it to Charlotte, and I'm like, whatever. I tweeted out, I guess you just got to start over with Rhea now. Now that she don't have the belt, you can start working on her character again. Wasn't too happy about it, but it was whatever. And then, we'll get into Raw, and you see what they did there. So then...
Hey, she won it. Charlotte, I mean, to me, is...
Yeah, I thought it was going to happen at the pay-per-view, but I guess sometimes that's too obvious. Let her have it for the night.
Yeah. They don't care. She really don't care. Charlotte really doesn't care.
She's just going to beat her old man with championships. That's all.
Going to be in WWE for much longer, honestly. I mean, there's a lot of dirt sheet stuff out there, but it would seem that she's not that happy in WWE at the moment.
No, because her fiance is wrestling somewhere else.
Right.
So
and she wants to wrestle. She wants to wrestle, not do dumbass storylines and get into sword fights with crutches and bullshit like that.
Well, hey, her old man didn't like WWE until he had to.
Yeah, but at least he was allowed to wrestle.
That's because he had those credit cards jacked up, and Vince took them all.
Well, that's where you're going to see this big division of, now that talent has different options, you have the ones that want to just be work rate, workhorses, and go around and wrestle. And then you have the ones that are cool just doing whatever, putzing around doing storylines and taking a paycheck. And I think they're going to start to lose more and more people like, Tommy and Aleister Black, that he probably, the word on the street was Triple H is going to bring him back to NXT. And he said, nope. And he went to AEW. So I think they're going to be in trouble with some of their roster here shortly. And then was the men's Money in the Bank next?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
that was pretty good until
didn't even get to see that.
It was because your Peacock was effing up on my part too.
Sucks.
It's
Peacock
terrible.
Don't even get me started. Peacock is the worst.
I tweeted out on the account, I was like, it's frustrating enough watching a WWE show, and then I got to put up with this bullshit, and I tagged Peacock on it. Like, I wasn't super happy with the show, and then they hit me with that bullshit. So I'm struggling to watch a show that I'm barely enjoying, and, it went out right after the women's title match. So they had like a couple commercial ads, whatever, Applebee's with all the wrestlers.
I missed that one.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
I think they did a video package or whatever. Then you had
I think I saw like Baron Corbin at the tail end of that.
Okay.
He has no
money.
Who the hell?
Why is he on a commercial? He's the biggest bum.
Well, they had.
He shouldn't even have a job right now.
They had.
He's brings
a guy in a mask eating at Applebee's, and he didn't even get to say anything. But so then you go through all 8 entrances.
That's because Applebee's paid for it.
Yeah. Still don't have the issue resolved. And at this point, I'm like getting super frustrated. I quit watching it. I'm not going to be able to talk anymore about the show because I didn't go back to it.
Well, I actually got off my Peacock I actually got off my Peacock.
I wish everybody would.
I went to my cable box, and my
Yeah.
cable box was fine. The cable box that I got off of Larry Stryker at Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk. Yeah,
See,
that cable box. And,
I haven't had a single show on Peacock not mess up in some way, shape, or form. This was the worst.
It just
but
messes up
everything
during
I've tried to
WWE.
watch screws up. That network was amazing. Like, Peacock sucks for just trying to find WWE content to watch. Like, it's disorganized. It's titled stupid. You got every pay-per-view as a season. So you got 14 seasons of Royal Rumble, episode 1. So, like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And it's a mess. It looks like shit. And then it never works when you need it to. Like, what? Get the fuck out of here. That's
I like when cable goes off. That's a good one right there.
It takes a lot. It takes a lot. But, I mean, this is, you know, I walked away from wrestling for 8 years. This ain't the bullshit that I came back for. Like,
it's terrible.
It's just making it easier. Like, I tweeted out that night. You know, I was so mad. I tweeted out, Impact, congratulations, Impact. You guys won the weekend. They were the superior show to me. And I guess I can't completely say that because I didn't watch all of Money in the Bank. But from what I saw, and in the shitty viewing experience, they won for me. So
okay, well, we'll take over from here then. I stuck with it. Like, I even restarted my Fire Stick and all that nonsense, and finally it came back on. I did get to watch Roman Reigns and Edge. Wasn't terrible match, but they did the right thing by keeping the belt on Reigns. Interesting though, with Seth Rollins thrown into the mix with Edge.
Who won the Money in the Bank again?
Big E.
Oh,
Big
that's
E
right.
won it.
Yeah,
that. I do like that.
Obviously, was so forgettable.
I forgot
because when you asked that, I had to think about it.
Well, I mean, because Drew McIntyre was taken out by Jinder Mahal and his henchmen, and that was I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And they beat him back to the locker room, which is ridiculous because he was whatever. And I'm like, they're moving that. They didn't even have Cesaro in the goddamn thing. And they quit pushing him. He's done. He might as well. I don't even know why he signed. He should have rolled out.
He should sign again.
He signed. He signed a contract, and now he's just nothing. Now it's just ridiculous. And like,
who was in the match? I like Big E winning it. Like, I like him being in the main title.
Morrison, Ricochet, McIntyre, Matt Riddle.
I thought Riddle was going to win it, but Riddle doesn't need the case. That's the thing. Riddle's so over, he doesn't need it. You know, Big E's struggling right now.
Riddle was on WWE's morning show, Riddle was on one of Pittsburgh's, I think the Star morning show this morning for Bubba.
Not me.
Who used to be not our Bubba. No. Used to be for B94. But now I think he's on Star or whatever. I don't know. It's pop radio.
Yeah.
Not that I listen to
radio
that,
now. It's not like hits and stuff.
No. It's like music. It's like a pop radio, Star 100.7 or something.
Oh, okay.
But Matt Riddle was on there. He took over the channel. He hosted for Bubba this morning, which I thought was kind of cool. I wish I would have.
Cool, yeah.
I just forgot about it. That's all.
Yeah.
But I can imagine the shit that came out of his mouth.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway.
I mean,
it was a good match.
I don't talk about it because it's all ridiculous. But I mean, the pay-per-view was better. It was better than it usually is. But then with the Peacock mix up, and then we go right into the main event, which was a strong main event. And then you had like Seth Rollins put his fucking face, and then
then it gets better.
Oh, it gets so better.
Anything to say about this, Cable?
Yeah. Well, you know, I didn't see the result, but I read what happened, and while we're on the topic real quick, I love Reigns. I love what they're doing. I would love it if they kept the belt on him for like another year. Because how long has it been since you had somebody hold that belt for that long? And then when somebody finally drops him, like, people are going to tune in just to see if he loses. If he keeps holding the belt,
he's going to beat Cena.
But so I was good with that. I think, you know, Edge was a good pick for a challenger and then to lose. And God damn it! Why? What the fuck?
Because his Fast and Furious movie sucks, and that's why.
But so does he. Like, this isn't 2011 anymore. Like, He's got dad hair. Like,
That ain't even dad hair. That's if you could compare him to Vanilla Ice before, you definitely can now.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of guys that like him, though. I'm telling
yeah,
you.
I'm sure.
I just never. I just don't like to be told who to
He
like.
got a pop like you
He
wouldn't
got a big
believe.
pop. Yeah, he did.
So
And
is it the surprise factor that he got that pop, or is it the
well,
fact that
Both.
like he's been around long enough, I guess, that people start to respect him?
there's a surprise factor. There's the live crowd. Apparently, other than Charlotte, was going to be over for anything. Like they're just happy to be there
Right.
to a degree. And then you got
True.
people that are already nostalgic about John Cena. He was on top of the company for so long. Like you got kids that are 10, that are 20 now, that are nostalgic about when they were a kid.
It's like
Um,
Hulk Hogan without the Hulk.
yeah, but that's like WWE in a microcosm. They need to work on building new stars and keeping fresh stars. Not let's bring John Cena back. Let's bring Goldberg back. Let's bring The Rock back. Like,
well, speaking of building new stars, they had a debut last night on Raw that was kind of interesting. In a way, I'm like, it's kind of always predictable when they debut that they're going to win. Like it's usually
that doesn't happen. What happened last night or Monday night does not happen.
No,
he didn't even.
No,
he didn't have the full package. Like
that was the dumbest fucking thing. Holy fuck! And the writing's been on the wall for a while now, but it was something completely different last night. Like we talked about it. I think on the first episode I was on with you guys that they kind of did a mini burial on Cross when Adam Page cut that promo on him.
Yeah.
And then he showed up on main event by himself. None of the music he had, no Scarlett, nothing, just by himself.
Yeah, if he doesn't have Scarlett, there's nothing.
And he looked out of place, and you're like, what's going on here? And then he comes to Raw, and he gets jobbed out to 50-year-old Jeff Hardy. Like Bubba said,
wearing the same pants he was when he was.
Yeah.
And Hardy was a face, and he put his feet on the ropes.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like,
not even the full package. Like he didn't have Scarlett, he didn't have the entrance and stuff. And Vince is so fucking out of touch. It's unbelievable.
I read an article where Vince, anybody from NXT is all losers to him because they couldn't beat AEW. So anytime
I believe that,
and he's like, they're losers. Karrion Kross has the title NXT, but he's a loser. He's going to come up and he's going to lose. Keith Lee lost last night. He's a loser. Yeah. And they were pushing him.
Me.
And then Ripley was the champion, loser.
Yeah.
They're all. Well, it's bad.
There's a good wrestling website called Fightful Wrestling, and they had like a scoop. It was an unnamed source, but it was a wrestler from NXT, and he said, loud and clear to him as a participant on the NXT roster, that was a message that Vince doesn't give a fuck about what you've done. He'll ruin you. He doesn't care. He's going to do what he's going to do, and it doesn't matter how much they built you up or what they've done with you. When you get up to the main roster, you can kiss it all goodbye. And that's a person wrestling for the company that feels that way, and how can you tell them to feel any different after seeing that?
And what's Triple H tell those guys? Because Triple H, sorry, you're getting a paycheck.
The Samoa Joe thing, like there's nobody's communicating. Like they fire Samoa Joe. And Triple H calls him on the phone 3 hours later and says, I'm going to work something out with you. And then they bring him back. Like Vince and Triple H couldn't have been talking over dinner table and said, hey, I'm going to get rid of Samoa Joe. Well, I'll take him. Like that company is in such disarray.
And Finn Balor's back up on the main roster.
Yeah.
They didn't even mention that he was in NXT. He's been in a hiatus, and he just came back. They didn't even mention NXT. They're not going to because NXT has lost the rating wars with AEW, even head-to-head. AEW was fucking beating them, even though by small, minute numbers, they were still beating them. That's just what I read, and that's probably what I'm getting.
They were. Yeah, they were.
Vince don't care, and he doesn't care because now Karrion Kross, if they ever go against Samoa Joe, who cares now because he got beat by fucking Matt Hardy. So Jeff Hardy. Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy. They
whatever.
It doesn't matter.
They're all the same.
Yeah, and I'm
they're not going to be the Road Warriors, so
No.
it doesn't matter.
or the Young Bucks.
Got 'em.
I'm a guy that, like, I don't put a lot of stock into momentum and things like that. Like, I just take wrestling for what it is, especially WWE. I know I'm probably not going to like what I'm seeing most of the time coming from the main roster, and I try not to get too worked up over it. But it's just
Monday night was terrible.
frustrating. It was. I mean, because I didn't watch it. I fell asleep. Honestly,
I
fell asleep.
watched it yesterday on Hulu.
Yeah.
And I was
I
like,
fell
that's
asleep.
and they bring Goldberg back. Like, I like Goldberg back in the day, but not anymore.
Yes.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
It can't work.
Like Bobby Lashley should beat the living bejesus out of him
Yeah.
so bad. It's going to be so bad that it makes him more of a monster heel than he is. That's what truly needs to happen.
I'd love to see it, but I don't think Goldberg even deserves any screen time. I mean, he shouldn't.
The thing of it is, that's not going to make him a monster heel. I think it's going to be the opposite effect because I don't think people will even respect Goldberg at this point.
I think the general audience does. I think,
maybe I don't know. Like I said, who knows? Maybe I'm out of touch with it too. But
no, when like online and stuff, he's not. Like the Twitter and they're not big on him. But like when you watch TV and he comes out in front of an audience, he gets a pop. Like the casual viewer is so
embarrassing. He's so embarrassing.
Like, Vince don't care. He got his billions.
It's not even safe.
No, he got his billions
in Saudi Arabia. Yeah. No, Vince is gonna do what Vince wants to do until Vince is dead.
I don't think he's gonna die because I just posted something on the Triple B Facebook. He was doing hack squats with 4 plates of 45s. He's 75 years old, lifting more than me.
Well, it just I hate to do the AEW versus WWE thing. Like, where we win is that there's this much wrestling out there to watch, and it should turn into a spiteful thing. But it's glaringly obvious how much AEW listens to and cares about their fans compared to WWE that doesn't give a shit at all.
Well,
they don't.
I don't think they give them fan service, though. I mean, they still do what they got to do, but it's well thought out and it's more tactful.
Well, yeah, I think what they do, they have in the mindset that the fans are going to enjoy this. Like, we're going to tell a good story. We know our audience. We know what we're going to like. It's like WWE. It's like Vince gets off on sending people home angry every time. Like,
because he doesn't care.
It's just crazy. No.
Like, he doesn't draw the storyline anyway. Like, AEW has been drawing this Hangman Page storyline for a long time. Yeah. You don't ever see that long stories.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's been going on since almost the company opened.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, they had the tag titles and everything. And then they kind of back off of it because they can't have a crowd and they don't want to waste the storyline without having a crowd. So as soon as they have a crowd back, they jump back into it. And cowboy shit is getting chanted like that was a white hot crowd. And you could feel it. Like last week's Dynamite in front of that crowd, dude, they're killing it. They were the #1 show on cable that week.
And it will be for a while. And it will be.
Demographic, they were #1 in all of cable.
But they're all
That's awesome.
But they're all combining. You got AEW, you got Impact Wrestling, you got NWA, you got New Japan. They're all working together. They're all working together.
Yeah, because the Slammiversary, they showed a teaser trailer for Bound for Glory, Impact's next pay-per-view, and it right there in the middle of the screen, it had AEW's logo, New Japan's logo, AAA's logo, and NWA's logo. Like, it's going to be like a super show, essentially.
That Impact main event, like, the only thing that kills me is when you get 3 pile drivers and you're like, that's the only thing that pisses me off.
Yeah, but that's wrestling.
It opened up with a pile driver. That match opened up with a pile driver, and then Callahan had a pizza cutter. You know what I mean? And it's just, I like
how they opened up with the pile driver because Callahan, I'm not a fan of him, but he sold that he was trying to win it. Like, he hit that super fast, and then he flew right into the cover. Like, he was trying to catch him off guard, So I like the idea there. And did you get to see that match, Mav? Because I know.
No, I didn't watch it.
So it was a no DQ title match, and it borderline like death match. Like, yeah, he was cutting. Like, Omega was bleeding buckets at the beginning. Yeah, and
for a company that technically he shouldn't even give 2 craps about, but
He's Bubba's gonna be. I don't know. We haven't talked about Omega. I know how he feels about Bucks, but I might get kicked off of this show.
No.
Omega is like the modern day Ric Flair at this point.
Oh, Omega's good.
And he's going to all these different promotions now, a smaller scale territory, wrestling their top guys, defending the titles, and wrestling big style matches. You know, he went.
The only thing is, there's eventually going to get an ego in a way, and you know they're not going to be so cohesive. Yeah, I hope not either. But like I said, eventually, like I don't know, it just never ever works out.
Then we got to take it for what it's worth right now. Then
you just got to enjoy it in the moment.
Yeah.
But
if they can pull it off, fantastic, because that's the only way that they're going to be able to put up a fight.
Impact will be all right because they need the eyes, and having Kenny Omega as your champ and that storyline, I think that's going to bring even more people in. New Japan, they can survive on their own, so I don't know how into it they're going to be. I'm sure AAA could always want to expand more, especially into the States.
Well, and NWA, there's pay-per-views. I like those.
Yeah, they could use more exposure.
Yeah, I do like that product. I always have. So, I mean, we could sit here. There's wrestling all the time. Like I was watching Saturday night of that, Impact pay-per-view. I was watching independent stuff. They had like pay-per-views, independent stuff. Sometimes it's too much. Too much is too much.
Yeah, it is. I can't keep up with it all.
I can't either.
But Jay White, I was shocked when you said he was, because we were texting.
Yeah.
And I was shocked. I didn't know he was coming to Impact.
Nobody did.
I mean, he should have been a shoe-in for AEW.
Well,
but I always liked Jay White. In New Japan, I thought he was definitely a young up-and-comer. But
yeah.
Well, the only thing about Impact's pay-per-view is somebody was running in and they were in the ring and then they cut off and I'm like, what
the feed cut off.
I'm like, what the hell? It was like an old Mid-Atlantic thing or something back on Saturday mornings.
WCW did that a couple times too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no!
There's like Bubba when the laptop died.
Oh no! We gotta go. No, come on.
But yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, anything else you want to go over as far as wrestling before we close this out?
No, because I think we just I think Cable played me tonight, and I appreciate that.
It was burning inside me. I couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the WWE, I thought Money in the Bank was a little better than I thought, and then everything that they did Sunday died Monday.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what goes on, and it's ridiculous. So, I mean, and they're not going to. And The Rock, he don't care, man. He just got Black Adam filmed. He could care less. He's going to be doing stuff like that. So
they need to have the Rock and Reigns match.
Yeah, that's
really
coming.
Don't even care.
That will be coming.
I don't really even care to see it. To be honest with you, but they got to do it.
It just
right now, though.
Makes too much sense not to.
Go through Cena.
WrestleMania.
He'll go through Cena, and then that'll be working up. And I mean, I'm okay with Roman having the title, doing what he's doing, So,
well, if I had to put a final thought on it for myself, good, bad, or whatever, it's great to have fans back in attendance, dude. Every show, it made a huge difference. Like last week's Dynamite, the Slammiversary, SmackDown, Money in the Bank. It was great to have fans back, and hopefully it stays.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I just want to say before Bubba takes us home here, thanks for watching. Keep watching. Okay. We need the support. We like the support. Please head over to our YouTube channel where we're doing a lot of cool stuff over there. But this in particular, the Triple B. There it is.
Yeah.
There he goes. See?
Yeah.
Was that in a Dairy Queen? Was that Dairy Queen?
I don't know.
Was that
I don't know. The rib. I'm getting ribbed here. I didn't even know.
No, there's no rib. We like it.
I got the hat and the shirt and the long hair because I broke my glasses on the thing. You know what? It just doesn't matter anymore. It is what it is. We got our monthly Triple B Experience podcast done on idiotradio.net. We got a little hyper from Cable, which is cool because it's not always about me getting hyper because I'm glad somebody else gets pissed off more.
Well, he didn't get a lot of screen time in the unscripted episode because he's a Patriots fan, and us Yinzers had to talk about the Steelers. So we let him take over this one a little bit. So
Well, that's
makes us feel
fine.
better.
No, that's fine. Everything's cool. But I want to thank you guys for doing everything that you do. Mav, super producer Gary DeBar does the Instagram account, and he also edits and stuff, and he does a lot of stuff. And then and then Cable,
This
he's
guy.
going to do some stuff. He's got a couple shows. He's got Cable Cuts. He's going to do what are you going to do on the YouTube channel? As you see that big collection of action figures, we're going to get him a show where he's going to talk
Down
about
the
his
road,
action
might
figures.
start reviewing action figures, doing
Sure.
openings, things like that.
Any content that we get for our YouTube channel is good. I got to do a lot of wrestling edits and stuff like that to get. I have a whole bunch of APWF and stuff that I wrestled and put it out there, and
Cosmic.
just doing a lot of stuff. This ain't easy, and I still do the I do the Facebook stuff. So please, anybody that's on my social media, if I send you an invite to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please do and give us some feedback, because maybe we're stuff that we don't, or we're not knowledgeable on, or whatever. Hey, comments are good. You know what I mean? We can handle them. We're just trying to get the product a little better. The three of us are doing a great job, but I think we could. I know I can do a lot more, and we're just trying to do a lot more. And thanks to Todd at idiotradio.net, because Todd's got to do all this show here and get it out to the masses, because we've been doing this. Is actually number 29 of the Triple B Experience podcast show. I got 29 shows into this, and we're going to have 29 more, and I'm going to try to do whatever I can. And thanks to these two, we're a tripod of justice.
I'll keep watching. Go to YouTube. Watch.
Yeah. I don't know who this guy is, but I'm going to have to find out. But I
do.
No, I'd rather be Kenny Powers. Kenny Powers is good because he just did water sports, and he drank a lot and did a lot of drugs. And he hooked up, and I couldn't throw a baseball to save my life. But anyway, everybody, I just want to thank you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Listen to the Triple B Experience on all social forms of media, iHeartRadio and all that stuff, SoundCloud, idiotradio.net. It's on 24/7. Thanks, Todd, for that. Thank you, Gary, for producing and doing whatever you do. Cable for whatever you got. And I don't like the hat, so the hat and your action figures got to go. But
Your
that's okay.
Jag-off.
Yeah, but I appreciate everybody that supports us. We're going to be trying to put some more content out. We have a lot of stuff coming. So just hang in there, and we will get you guys liking us to be entertaining as we can be. So everybody, thank you. Have a great night. This is Bad Bubba Brewer, and this is the Triple B Experience. See you guys later.
Later, guys.